Marriage, my friends, is a beautiful thing. It's a sacred covenant, a union designed by God to reflect His love for us. It's about two people coming together, not just to share their lives, but to create something bigger than themselves. A partnership that honors God and strengthens the very fabric of family and community. You see, in a world that often seems focused on fleeting connections, understanding the timeless wisdom that underpins a truly successful marriage is more important than ever. That's why in today's video, we're going straight to the source, to the teachings of Jesus, to uncover 3 powerful pieces of advice for a thriving, joy-filled marriage. These aren't just abstract ideas, my friends. These are transformative principles, a roadmap for couples at every stage, whether you're newlyweds still caught in that honeymoon glow, seasoned partners navigating the complexities of life together, or even if you're just beginning to contemplate the beautiful journey of marriage. So, let's dive in and discover how these timeless truths can breathe new life into your relationship. You know, when we think of love, we often think of romantic gestures, of grand pronouncements, of those butterflies in your stomach, the excitement of new beginnings. And while those things are all wonderful, true love, the kind of love that Jesus embodied and taught, runs far deeper. It's a love that knows no bounds, a love that transcends the ordinary, a love that's not contingent on the other person's actions or behavior, but rather on a deep, unwavering commitment. It's about waking up every morning and choosing to love your spouse, flaws and all, just as God loves each and every one of us, unconditionally. Think about it. Isn't that the kind of love we all crave deep down? A love that accepts us for who we truly are, to be loved not for what we do or how we look, but for the very essence of who we are. That's the beauty of unconditional love. That's the power of unconditional love. It's transformative and healing. It creates a safe haven within your marriage, a space where both of you can let down your guard, be your true selves, and know that you'll be met with acceptance and understanding. It's in this space of unconditional love that true intimacy flourishes, where connections deepen. It's where you can have those difficult conversations, the ones that matter most, where you can be vulnerable and share your fears and insecurities without the fear of judgment. Because when you know that your spouse loves you unconditionally, it gives you the freedom to be open and honest, to communicate from a place of love and respect, even when things get tough. And let's be real, every marriage faces its share of challenges, right? It's a part of the journey. Life throws curveballs, misunderstandings happen, we make mistakes. But that's where growth happens. But it's in those moments that unconditional love becomes even more crucial. It's the glue that holds everything together. It's the anchor that keeps you grounded, the reminder that you're on the same team, facing life's storms together, hand in hand. Unconditional love doesn't mean you have to agree with everything your spouse does, or that you sweep issues under the rug. It's about choosing to see the best in them, even when they're struggling to see it in themselves. It's about lifting each other up. It's about extending grace and forgiveness freely, just as Christ forgave us. It's about embodying that same grace in our daily lives. Remember, my friends, love is a verb. It's an ongoing action. It's an action, a choice we make every single day, a commitment we renew constantly. And when we choose to love our spouse unconditionally, we're not just strengthening our marriage, we're reflecting the very heart of God. We're creating a ripple effect of love that extends outwards, touching our families, our communities, and the world around us. So, I encourage you today, take a moment to reflect on the love you share with your spouse. Cherish those moments. Is it rooted in conditions, or is it a love that knows no bounds? A love that stands the test of time? Embrace the power of unconditional love, my friends. Let it be the foundation of your relationship. It's a gift, not just to your spouse, but to yourself and to the legacy of your marriage. A legacy of love that will inspire others. Now, let's talk about communication. You know, they say communication is key, and nowhere is that truer than in marriage. But it's not just about talking, it's about truly connecting, heart to heart, mind to mind, soul to soul. And who better to learn from than Jesus himself? Throughout his ministry, Jesus was a master communicator. He listened intently, he asked thought-provoking questions, and he spoke with clarity and compassion. He didn't shy away from difficult conversations, but he always approached them with love and understanding. Think about the way Jesus interacted with his disciples. He didn't just lecture them or give them orders. He engaged them in meaningful dialogue. He listened to their questions, their doubts, their fears. He created a safe space for them to share their hearts and minds. And that's what we're called to do in our marriages, isn't it? To create that same kind of safe space where we can truly communicate with our spouses, where we can share our joys and our sorrows, our dreams and our fears, without the fear of judgment or rejection. Open communication starts with being present. It's about putting down your phone, turning off the TV, and truly giving your spouse your undivided attention. It's about listening with the intent to understand, not just to respond. And it's about speaking your truth with kindness and respect. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's about both speaking and listening, about expressing yourself clearly and hearing your spouse's perspective with an open heart. When we communicate openly and honestly with our spouses, we build trust. We create a deeper level of intimacy. We foster a sense of partnership, of being on the same team, working together towards common goals. But open communication isn't always easy, is it? Sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it means having those tough conversations, addressing the elephant in the room. But even in those moments, we can look to Jesus as our guide. Remember how Jesus responded when Peter denied knowing him? He didn't lash out in anger or condemnation. He met Peter with compassion and forgiveness. He used that difficult moment as an opportunity for growth and restoration. And that's the power of communication rooted in love. It allows us to navigate even the most challenging situations with grace and understanding. It gives us the tools to resolve conflicts constructively and emerge from them stronger than before. So, my friends, I encourage you to make open communication a priority in your marriage. Create that safe space for honest dialogue. Listen with your heart, speak your truth with love, and watch as your connection deepens and your bond grows stronger than ever before. Remember, every word spoken with love and every moment of genuine listening builds a foundation of trust and intimacy that can weather any storm. As Proverbs 15:1 says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." And Ephesians 4:29 reminds us, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs, that it may benefit those who listen." Let these scriptures guide your conversations, filling them with love, understanding, and grace. Now, the third piece of advice I believe Jesus would offer for a thriving marriage is this: serve one another. This principle is not just a suggestion, but a cornerstone for building a strong, loving relationship. You see, in a world that often tells us to look out for number one, Jesus calls us to a higher standard. He challenges us to rise above selfishness and embrace selflessness. He calls us to put others before ourselves, to love our neighbors as ourselves, and that includes especially our spouses. This kind of love requires intentionality and effort. Think about it. Jesus, the Son of God, humbled himself and washed the feet of his disciples. This act of humility and service is a powerful example for us to follow. He demonstrated that true leadership is about service, about putting the needs of others before our own. This is a radical departure from the world's view of leadership. And that's the kind of love we're called to embody in our marriages. A love that's active, a love that's expressed through acts of service, big and small. It's about making a conscious choice every day. Now, serving your spouse doesn't mean you become their servant or that you lose yourself in the process. It's about mutual respect and understanding. It's about recognizing that marriage is a partnership, a team effort, and that sometimes it's about putting your spouse's needs before your own. This balance is crucial for a healthy relationship. It's about those small, everyday acts of kindness, making them a cup of coffee in the morning, lending a listening ear after a long day, taking on an extra chore when they're feeling overwhelmed. These small gestures add up over time. It's about being present, being supportive, being there for them in practical, tangible ways. Your presence and support can make a world of difference. And it's about those bigger acts of service, supporting their dreams, encouraging their passions, being their biggest cheerleader as they pursue their goals. Your encouragement can fuel their ambitions. It's about sacrificing your own comfort or desires for the sake of their well-being, for the betterment of your marriage. These sacrifices, though sometimes challenging, strengthen your bond. You see, when we serve one another, we create a culture of love and respect in our marriages. This culture fosters a deep sense of connection and unity. We foster a sense of gratitude and appreciation. This gratitude can transform the way we see each other and our relationship. We build each other up, encourage each other's growth, and strengthen the foundation of our relationship. This foundation is essential for weathering life's storms. And here's the beautiful thing about service. It's a gift that keeps on giving. The more we serve, the more love and joy we cultivate. When we serve our spouses, it not only blesses them, but it also fills our own hearts with joy and fulfillment. This mutual joy enriches our lives. It reminds us of the incredible blessing of having that person in our lives, and it deepens our love and appreciation for them. This deepened love is the essence of a thriving marriage. So, my friends, I encourage you to ask yourself, how can I serve my spouse today? What can I do to make their day a little brighter? What small act of kindness can I show them? Even the smallest gesture can have a big impact. How can I put their needs before my own? This selflessness is the heart of true love. Remember, love is a verb. It's an ongoing action that requires dedication and commitment. It's expressed through our actions, through our willingness to serve and bless the ones we love. This active love is what makes a marriage truly thrive. As we wrap up today, I want to remind you of the incredible power of these three principles: loving unconditionally, communicating openly, and serving one another. These aren't just nice ideas, my friends. These are the building blocks of a strong, vibrant, and God-honoring marriage. When we embrace these principles, we create a ripple effect of love that extends outwards, touching our families, our communities, and the world around us. We become a beacon of hope, a testament to the transformative power of God's love in our lives. So let's go out there and live these principles, not just in word but in deed. Let's love our spouses unconditionally, communicate with openness and honesty, and serve one another with a joyful heart.